All right, everyone. The Bad Guys, Book 2, Mission Unpluckable, Chapter 2. The Freaky Geek. Remember, we talked about that when we read it in class. A geek is someone who is usually really good at technical things, technology, computers, things like that. Hey, dudes, it's totally awesome to meet you. Aye, run, Chicos, it's a tarantula. Can't breathe, freaking out, don't like spiders, can't breathe. And Mr. Wolf says, are you kidding? So now we know that Mr. Snake just wants to go save the chickens to eat them. And we know that Mr. Shark is terrified of spiders, tarantulas. And of course, as we're reading, we're using all of our strategies. So you know I would make a text to self-connection here because I am also terrified of spiders. I'm sorry about this, Legs. I don't know what's wrong with them. Oh, it's cool. Happens all the time. Legs? You know this monster? What were you thinking bringing a tarantula into our clubhouse? Can't breathe. Spider. Mommy, mommy, I want my mommy. Right, it looks like Mr. Shark is just starting to, it's almost like he's going to faint. Mr. Shark, pull yourself together. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Legs is just like us. He's a good guy with a bad reputation. Aw, thanks, Wolfie. He's dangerous, man. Yeah, and why isn't he wearing any pants? Remember, Mr. Piranha really had a problem with Legs not wearing pants. I don't do pants, dude. I like to feel free. Can't breathe, no pants, freaking out. Oh, poor Mr. Shark. Okie dokie. Legs, why don't you show them what you can do? Okay, let's start with something simple, right? We know that spiders have 8 legs, so he's using all of them to tap, tap, tap on the computer. It says highest security, access granted, name Mr. Snake, status very dangerous, action do not approach. Hey, that's my police file. Geez, they don't like you very much, do they? Remember, we saw all of the characters' police files in book 1. But nobody can access that. There's no way you can hack into their system. That's the toughest security there is. Yeah, it is kind of tricky. Tap, 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 tap. But it's worth it just to see you smile, Mr. Snake. Look at how Legs changed it. Access granted. Name Mr. Snake. Status very lovable. Action give him a hug. Ta-da! Remember, we know from the first book that Mr. Snake doesn't really like hugs. Both he and Mr. Piranha just have an exclamation point. That's impossible! Not for a super hacker like Legs. He's a computer genius, and he has a plan that will get us inside that chicken farm. Thanks, Wolfie, but first, I better put this back the way I found it. We are good guys after all. And I wouldn't like to get us in trouble. Sorry, Mr. Snake. You're dangerous again, I'm afraid. Hey! Uh-oh, look what Legs is doing. He's jumping on top of Mr. Shark. This is so cool, guys. I'm so happy to be part of the team. And I bet by this time tomorrow, we're totally going to be besties. Spider with no pants on my head. Uh-oh, Mr. Shark has had it. He's fainted, right? That means he passed out. He fell to the floor, splat. Hey, Chico, I got one word for you. Pants. Chapter 3, Mission Like Totally Impossible, coming up next.